Perfect. And then he'll get. All right. Fabulous. Well, good evening, everybody. It is Sean and Michelle Cole and the One Person Big Difference family. Hello, everybody. I love Monday nights to connect. I love to see your eyeballs. If you're able to turn on your screen and you're not running around or not driving, please turn your screen on so we can connect and just be present with you. This is my favorite time of the week because we do get to have those connections. And tonight, which is, what is it, August 21st already? Oh my gosh. We are so blessed, so grateful that Mr. Mark and Krista Harris have joined us. These two people we have known, probably 12 years or so, I'm thinking. And as I was saying prior to this getting started and being recorded, tonight I want you all to take a deep breath. Right? It's Monday. There's a lot of things that go on Mondays. And because of Life Manage, we love Mondays. And so we're grateful to have all these opportunities. And sometimes we just have to take those extra breaths. And I just want you to take that breath tonight and open up your heart and open up your brain to the possibilities of limitless everything and abundance of love, joy, peace, finances, abundance, relationships, and all of those things. Mark and Krista Harris are people that you will feel when you hear them speak. I'm going to let you guys, if you don't mind, share a little bit of your background because it is so special, and please don't be humble. But I just want you to open all of that up, and I want you to think big for yourself and for your mission and for your life and everybody that you come into contact with, and how can you make a difference within yourself, within your home, within your community, your churches, your state, your country, and your world, whatever it, that is important to you. And, think about really why and what brought you here. And sometimes when we really sit calm in some of those things and listen to some special people like we are tonight, our why and our vision and our purpose sometimes becomes even clearer. And so I just want to thank Mark and Krista Harris for taking the time. So they're going to come on here and they'll give you more of their background. So sorry, I'm not edifying you to the roof of all your background, but I just don't want to miss a single thing. But I just want you to know these are real, loving, generous, most beautiful souls. They're parents, husband, wife, obviously. They've done major mission work. They're hilarious. They're beautiful. So let's give them a huge One Person Big Difference family Life Manage round of applause and welcome to the family of fun and purpose. So unmute and just give us all the things and really, why all of that. Love you.
Michelle,
love you too, Michelle.
Love
Thank
you and Sean, and we're and we see so many faces on here that we love. So really fun to see a lot of you. There's Sean. He just came on. Hey, Sean, if you didn't hear us, we love you.
In case you were wondering, my dear friend. This feels like taking sand to the beach, though. I got to say, we're going to share on our why tonight. But man, we admire this team and this crew, this leadership. We have learned so much. So it feels a little backwards if we're honest tonight. But we have some thoughts. So.
I have been in a season of a lot of reflection. Partly, we've been working on a master's degree for the last 3.5 years, in the middle of transitioning with Life Vantage. So we've had to have a lot of faith and trust, right? And digging deep on really what our purpose is in life. And so I have been in this season of reflection, and I've come to a few things, y'all. And this is the center, is where I'm living my life right now. Is the ultimate test that we all face is how much do we love? How much do we love?
Ooh, I'm gonna write that down.
And a lot of times it's in our homes, right? In our own relationships with our family members. That can be in our relationships with our community. It can be in our relationships with our bosses. It can be in relationships with our teams. It can be really as a parent, with our kids, whether they're, young. Are we responding with love at all times? Whether they're teenagers, whether they're college, making decisions on their own, all these things. And I've just been in this really deep place of going, how much do I respond to the world in which I live? Because we live in small worlds. I mean, there's so much outside of our circles. There's so much outside of our business and our company, right? There's so much more outside of America. And so much is happening in the world. And it's up to us. I mean, we all look at each other in these screens, and it's up to other people who want to wake up in the morning and go, I want to invest in the world. I want to invest in my family. I want to make a difference. I want to try to be someone better than I've been in the past. And I'm just in this place personally. I'm 51. And I tell you, I'm in some deep reflective moments lately going, how much do I live my life loving those in need, right? Loving those that I live presently with. We're living with my parents by choice. It's not been something we had to do.
That's why we're in the camper right now.
It is actually. This is a little office space. So there's that. So just ask yourselves, how does that fit within your story in LifeVantage? Because the beautiful thing about LifeVantage is that it gives us options on how we live. It gives us choices on how we invest. It gives us choices on what we buy and what we don't buy, and what we spend our money on and what we don't spend our money on, right? It gives us choices on how much we invest in ourselves personally, and how we can help to build other people up as well. And so years and years and years ago, when we said yes to LifeVantage, someone started saying to us, you have to go to events. You have to go to events. If you're not going to go to events, you're not going to be successful. If you don't do this, blah, 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 events. And promise you, I was rolling my eyes. Okay. And this is why I just didn't understand. And how many of us don't understand the new industry that we've just, embraced, or the depth of where we are in the industry, right? The season of time we are in the industry, because it's changed since 2020. If you guys remember that year, it's changed. And so we've had to grow and learn and change with it. And why was I saying that?
Because of season we're in.
Y'all, we had to
The shift in companies.
No, I think my dog went. Y'all, today we gave our dog away. And so my brain.
One of many, but one, our precious big boy, we got rid of.
Yeah, so my brain is like this. I've been through a million emotions. I had a really good, or I thought it was a good point. And
Events.
I totally.
Don't miss them.
Oh,
You didn't think we needed them.
Thank you. So this was the thing, is that events help to show you that the people that you're with, that you're sitting in the room with, are connected with you. The events help you to go, okay, this is the type of DNA I want inside of me when it comes to a business, right? And so when you hear and you watch people on stage at a LifeVantage event, you go, okay, I can do this. These are the kind of people that I want to run with. This is the right heart. These are the people that are family focused. These are the people that want to help the world. And that changes things. And if you don't get to an event, then you don't understand why. Literally, they help you understand why LifeVantage and why not another company. Now, I don't want to try to convince y'all of why LifeVantage owns the products, because I don't think there's any comparison. I'm just going to say it. We are just unreal when it comes to product. It's just a whole different mindset of internal health. Right? And internal health, right? The wholeness of the whole body helps everything externally, and everything that we can do inside of our body. So the products are the tops, but you do have a choice in companies and how you want to build a business. You do. There's other good businesses out there. Okay. So what's so important about events and what answers the question to me so many times when we're training new consultants is one of the reasons that we said yes to LifeVantage is we tested it. We tested it. I sat in a chair at an event and I heard this. I never want to worry about money again. And I went, okay, I'm there with that person. Because guess what? We had worried. We'd spent many years overseas as foreign missionaries with an organization called Youth with a Mission, or YWAM. And we worried about money. And it wasn't just personally for us. We've been to 40 countries between the two of us, and there's a ton of need. And I just decided one day my tears didn't need to be for my own need anymore because I saw too much in other countries and I went, holy smokes, I need to do more than I'm doing. And I've been given a gift to be able to do more than I was doing. And so when I started hearing that was that one statement from one lady, and this is the second thing I heard, Mark Krista stood up and talked about an orphanage that he was funding and staffing. He and Seth Mulder were funding and staffing. And it was like 1 staff to 8 children, which if you know this, the statistics and the like staff to child ratio all around the world in orphanages, you guys, and it's a lot of volunteers. So you have people that just come and go. It's like one person, it could be to like 50 children. Okay. Now I'm a mama of 3 and I stay busy and I need to help a lot. So when I saw LifeVantage, I went, wait a second, these people love other people. These people invest in other people, not just in their own personal lives. These people have hearts, compassion, and they want to help the world. And that's when at an event, I went, okay, this is the company for me. Okay, and that was after I was convinced of the products. I went, holy smokes, I can run with these particular people because they are world changers. They don't see themselves as the center. They're not narcissistic. They want to go do and make things happen. So that is why I'm saying events, because you find your people. You find a sense of your family because you don't get to see them if they don't live close to you, right? So there's my little 2 cents. I'm going to leave the rest of time with Mark, unless I decide I want to say something else.
She reserves the right to interrupt. So our story, Krista shared a little bit. We came back to the States in 2006 during the housing market collapse. And we were struggling, as she said. I ended up working at Home Depot for 4 years, 4 months, and 4 days to try to make ends meet. We never gave up on a vision for ministry, and we were looking for a way to continue doing the things that were important to us. So all that to say, you're going to find people like you. You're going to find people like us that are looking, right? That are praying, that believe there's something else out there that will actually help them achieve the goals and the purposes for why the Lord's put them on this big, beautiful blue-green marble, right? Network marketing was not in the frame of reference that we had any concept of. So it was novel, it was weird, and we were reluctant, skeptical, if you want to use that word. But after a year of exposure to this culture, as Krista mentioned, we felt a sort of sovereign sponsorship, right? A divine inspiration behind what we have, what we know to be LifeVantage and these products, right? And if you think about the origins of our products, the origins of our leadership, the origins of our culture, like you can't deny that something really special is going on. And I will tell you this, there's a war, friends. There are dark powers and principalities that don't want this to happen, right? So we saw this as sort of a mandate, sort of a challenge to continue to do the things, to wage war for the kingdom of light, if I could say it in those terms. And so once we saw it that way, we realized we did have a mandate. And so we began to check boxes. And I realized we had a powerful tool of transformation, physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, spiritually, relationally. Like it checked all our boxes. And we're like, why wouldn't you do this? Like once we validated all those boxes for ourselves, the product, the science, the industry, network marketing, publicly traded, all that, and we started to see that something's really special was happening here, we were like, my goodness, why wouldn't you do this? So I'll say this. This past Saturday, we had our 3rd Saturday training here in Kansas City, well led, by the Amish dear Harvey Stutzman. He is growing. You'll see that name. He's under Toby Detweiler. We love Harvey and some of his folks. Johnny and Angie Brock co-led that, but I digress. Some of our team stood up and they talked about their why and our why. And Debbie Packard, who's in our team, showed this magical, wonderful little video clip from Michael Jr. Some of you know the comedian Michael. That's his name? Yes. Anyway, yes, you know. Mm-hmm. And it's the clip of him, asking audience member to sing "Amazing Grace." This guy that teaches music, and he said, "Now sing it as if your uncle got shot. You just got out of prison, all this stuff." And his tone changed. It's amazing. You should watch it on YouTube if you haven't seen it. And he said, "I want you to catch this. The first time you heard it, he knew what he was singing. The second time he sang it, he knew why he was singing it." And friends, this business is just like that. Like there is a tune that's playing, right? And as we begin to resonate with this culture, with one another, as our hearts are aligned, to use woo-woo language, as the frequency of love, if you want to use those terms, we are becoming attuned to one another. And frankly, there are people that don't hear that music. They just don't hear it. So if they come into LifeVantage, they have to begin to attune to what we're doing, or they have to leave, right? Otherwise, there's discord, there's dissonance. And when you attend a classical concert, our kids are musicians, we're a very musically minded family. The first thing you hear is the tuning of the orchestra. And so the concert master will stand up, they'll play an A, and the whole orchestra will tune their instruments to that sound, right? That's what we're doing tonight. That's what Sean and Michelle do on these calls. That's what we do on our team calls. That's what we'll do in San Antonio coming up here in a few weeks. That is attunement. Right. And we'll all get on the same page. We'll all start hearing and playing the same music. And then we go back out and we find out who else is playing that tune. Right. And there's some people that just don't want to play that tune. That's okay. But if you'll think in those terms, that this is a platform of transformation on an order of magnitude that none of us, that sounds hyperbolic. I'm going to say that loudly. This is a platform of transformation that none of us can do on our own. That's right. Just can't. How many times have you been given an opportunity to live a life with the right people, doing the right things for the right reasons at the right time? That doesn't happen unless you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan for 2 seasons in a row. But I digress. Sorry, Sean. I couldn't help. Okay. Anyway, we love you guys. I would just say this: the future is wide open, right? There's a pruning process. If you've ever heard any Jim Rohn or any leadership thought mentors, you talk about seasons, right? And we've gone through a winter. We are coming out of that winter. There's a lot of pruning that happens, but boy, you know what happens if you prune growth and you water it and you nourish it and you give it the right conditions, it flourishes, right? And so we are part of a company. We're part of a philosophy, of a mindset that believes in beauty and order and abundance, right? Those are our hallmarks. That's what we do. We believe in excellence. We believe in integrity. We believe in humility. And if that's the tune that you want to sing, then you're in the right place, right? So that's our message. That's what we go out. Yes, we have some products that will do that. Yes, we have a culture that will do that. We have a personal development program. Our training will do that, right? And it's all one package. What's the cost? $250 a month, $1,000 a month, or $1,000 up front, right? So we love it. It's awesome. You're in the right place. I love these faces. We'll see some of you guys this weekend in St. George, Utah. Amy and Dirk, see you there. How's our time?
We're good.
All right. Any questions? Back to you, Michelle.
That was fast. We did it,
Bam.
Michelle.
I know, and they've got a call coming up. Sean, did you have any questions?
No, I love it. I love listening to these two. They're awesome.
I know. I was going to just say, regarding the why, it was such an interesting thing. Some of you know the story, but those of you that have not, Sean and I couldn't agree more with you two regarding events. We went to our first convention just a couple of weeks after we enrolled. We had just spent the money. We weren't going to do this as a big business. Didn't know we'd never done network marketing, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, Carrie Williams talked to me like 10,000 times. And I said, thanks, but no thanks. And then finally she said, look, cut 6 to 12 months off your learning curve. And then that's what it was. I was like, I want to help people. I want to go. Okay. So there at the event, I was sitting on a couch and she came, those of you that know Carrie Williams, she's just like, she came in and she plopped down on the couch and she looked at me and she goes, so what's your why? And I put that in the chat and I was like, why, what? I mean, I had never been in network marketing. I've never had anybody ask me what my why was. And she's like, why do you want it? What's your why? What you want to do with this? What? And they're like, I want to help people, which was true. 1000%. That's why I went to the event, because I wanted to learn more faster so I could help more people. I had no idea I could do this as a business. That I could make any money. But what happened was I reflected on that. Like Krista, you say, reflect, a season of reflection. I kept reflecting and reflecting. And there's this thing called peeling the onion. So as you get off this here tonight, I want you to peel your own onion. And maybe Mark and Krista can speak to that for like a minute or two. Okay, well, I want to help people. Well, why do you want to help people?
Yeah.
And then go there. And then why, where is that going to take you? How does it feel? What if you don't have those finances that you don't have to pay those bills? How does it smell outside? The coffee, does it smell greater? Because your stress load starts going down and you start visualizing things. So do you want to say anything to that before we hop off, just as we work through the why? Because when we get into those moments of like, oh man, nobody showed up to the meeting, or I don't know why they didn't recall me back, or, people are busy. Most of the time they're not ignoring you. They're just busy. But during those times when you dig deep into that why, you're like, I don't care what it's going to take. I'm going.
Yeah.
We have 8 minutes to jump on this other call, so we're going to go really fast. Yes, I have many things to say on that question. You will go first. I'll go first. I call it the progressive epiphany, right? Krista called up her dear family friend. We call her Aunt Charlotte. She's not kin, but in the South, you have lots of aunts and uncles, right?
She's my real Aunt Charlotte.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? You guys know your real.
So she called her and said, hey, Aunt Charlotte, we joined a network marketing thing. They had been Amway Emeralds for years and tried to get us an Amway forever. And so we were just bragging on the fact that we joined a network marketing company, or Krista was. She said, we need extra income. Mark's working at Home Depot. We're trying to, pay the bills and stuff, get out of the basement. And she said, but here's the deal. If I'm not making an extra $500 a month in 6 months, I'm going to have to go back to work. And Aunt Charlotte wisely said, honey, you will not. Actually, she said, honey, you will not. And Krista said, I'm sorry. She said, honey, we always were taught that you sow seed for the first year. You don't even start looking for fruit till after the second year. So you will do this for 2 years or you will not do it, my dear, which was great advice for us, because what happened is just what Michelle described. We wanted to pay some bills. We wanted some music lessons for our kids. 13 years later, now we have the wherewithal, like we have the abundance and the vision, not just to pay a couple bills. Like we want to create a community of performing artists. Like we want to do that. And LifeVantage is the vehicle to do that. Like that is the funding source. That is our source of generational wealth for our children's children, right? That's how that growing epiphany or the layers of the onion go. So when you're looking to somebody and you're having that conversation, man, they're just trying to make it, right? They may just want to get lottery tickets on Friday. They don't know. They don't know what they don't know. But if you coach them and you mentor them and you love them for the first couple of years, that vision begins to grow, that, man, now I can have 3 weeks of vacation a year. Now I can spend time with my kids. Now I can show up for violin practice if I want to. I don't know. You may not want to. Or gymnastics, right? Or be there present with your family, with your kids. And I think there's some fantastic examples of that on this call. So
I think it's just so amazing how much, once you start really working the business and understanding the gift that it is to you and to those because it's a gift to everyone that your why does grow. And you do get to that place like an onion. You go so deep that you start, let me explain it this way. What happened is that at the beginning I needed music lessons, and I prayed and said, God, I will let them take as many music lessons as they want if you'll help me find some of the money for it, right? Because music lessons with really good teachers are expensive. I mean, I don't know if you guys have tried, but you got 3 kids, music, it's expensive, right? So that was one of the things we wanted to do. Well, now 13 years later, I'm starting to see what the music lessons did in the development of my child. And so now I'm going, wait a second, how many kids don't have music lessons? How many kids would this actually help to develop their brains, to balance some of the imbalances in their brains, because we're dealing with so many kids with learning and behavior problems? What are we looking at when we're talking about kids that are looking long-term, even becoming doctors, and how much music lessons helps with what's going on in math in the brain? How many kids are insecure? How many kids that don't have parents that can fund it, right? So do you see how much, as I'm peeling back the onion, I'm going, wait a second. Now I know how to teach a child to stay in music lessons for 10 years, right? But I had to go through it. Now I know what this can do when you teach a child to stand on a stage and hold a mic and know how to speak and how to perform and how to lead and how to do, like, now I go, wait a second, we can help so many kids. And they can start to understand that some of them were created by our Creator to stand and proclaim, to sing, to worship, to teach other children. Now my onion, like, I'm getting really, really deep, right? And what's happening? When I can't make that happen, then I want to cry. I want to fight for it. I've got the passion for it. I'm like, no, I got to go find another consultant because there's something more here for these people. So that's how you peel it back. You keep peeling back that onion layer by layer until you get to the center where your why is so ingrained in you. It's the thing you dream about. It's the thing that you go, I don't even have to think about myself anymore because I just want to help other people. And that makes you go. That makes you excited.
So you did it. She's got the finger out and the fist
I know,
out.
see,
So,
I'm feisty. Sorry.
y'all, we got to bounce. We love you guys. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys.
And when the finger is out, this one, guys, that means business and connection. Love you guys. Go get to your other call. We'll finish up here.
See you,
We've got
San Antonio.
one as well. Love you.
Love y'all.
All right, Shampoo, close it on out, baby.
Well, we don't have much time left and we do have to end this before 8. So check out the Monday Momentum email if you haven't. That's usually what we run through as what's going on this week. The second thing that I will tell you, and this will be the close, is if you have not been into your back office today, there was a major update to the dashboard when you first log in. So I would go and check that out. It's going to be kind of very similar to keeping track of what we tell you at the end of the month to keep track of, to see where you're at, if you have enough volume, if you're qualified, and all of that goodness. They have now incorporated that into the dashboard. So as you progress throughout the month, you're going to see certain parts of the compensation plan that it's now going to check off and say you're eligible to participate for that, which is super cool. So check that out. Let your upline know if you have questions on any of that. But I was super excited to see that today.
Yes, and we're doing another Teams call right after this, but remember your new customers, right? If they have a certain amount and it's going on a subscription, they get the AM PM for half off. If your customers had subscriptions last month, the AM PM for the 25th auto ship, find out if those people, if you're here in the US, has that off. If you didn't register for Eric Worre's training, it's this Saturday. I put the link there. Reach out to me if you don't have that. Make sure you have it, $3 for 7 hours. You don't want to miss out on that, and get registered for convention tonight. Make a decision for you and yours, and we've got to go. I hope you guys loved Mark and Krista. Take time for yourself tonight. Give yourself another 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Write down my why, and then ask yourself after each point, why, and get to the point where you literally are diggity darn emotional and you feel it. Okay. All right. Love you. Have a great evening. You all are so special. Let's do it.
See you later.
Okay. Good night, everybody. Love you.